next for Chaffey College. They got a bye week next week, so they got a couple of weeks to try to straighten things out before they are back to non-conference action with the Santa Ana Dons, a weaker opponent. I'm sure that's a game they'll take care of business in.
Mullen on that last carry again for Chaffey is last week against Alan Hancock. He had 20 rushes for 127 yards.
Didn't manage to get into the end zone once.
No touchdowns.
They ought to fix that with Chaffey College.
He did.
No touchdowns for Mullen last week. No touchdowns for Chaffey College tonight. We're headed to the fourth quarter from Hilmer Live Stadium. It's all Mounties 40-8. You're listening to the Mountie Football Radio Network. Nick Rice.
Well, you mentioned Chaffey. They next week will take on Santa Ana. And they are a 2-1 football team right now. And currently, as we take a look at some of the JUCO scores, it is Santa Ana who trails. They're going to get out of their own way in their respective division. Currently, as we take a look at the other conference division leaders, we'll get you all the scores as the fourth quarter action is coming into fruition from around the junior college league. Currently, Mount SAC up 40-8, and it's still 62-0 Long Beach College over L.A. Harbor. That scores into the fourth quarter. I mean, Long Beach is killing L.A. Harbor in this matchup. As we take a look at other scores from around the league, still in progress is obviously Long Beach, but other division leaders include Glendale, who improved to 4-0. That will be another Southern California team that Mount SAC could face. They won against L.A. Pierce. And then other scores include Fullerton, who is currently ahead, but only by now 8 against Cerritos. Against Orange Coast. It's a 4-point lead for them. Then Ventura up by 8 over Cerritos. And after a Cerritos touchdown, it's only a 1-point lead in the third. We'll send it back to Brian.
As Chaffey now decides to go in the air. That was Plant on that last pass attempt. So Plant looking for his receiver Wembley on that last throw. His second down now from the what looks to be like the 37-yard line.
2nd and 10 for Chaffey.
They're
on 37-yard line.
Doing a great job at play-by-play. Couple weeks. Hand off here to Burnside. Gets to the 45. 40-8. Mount SAC leads as we open up this final quarter of action right from Hilmer Lodge. And I liked a lot of things I saw from Chaffey tonight. The inability to finish, though, is the reason they only have 8 points up on the scoreboard.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the inability, if you lose every game, is putting the ball into the end zone. As Chaffey's just looking to somewhat, get something going here as they continue.
That's Ricky Mullen to pick up the first down in the Northern Territory to the 48.
A quick update, though, from the north. American River and their rival San Francisco. If this game is about defense, then you haven't even gotten to look at the north. Currently, at the end of 3, American River leads San Francisco, two of the top 3 teams of the north. 6-0, American River on top. Still one more quarter to go from there.
Wow. A lot different than that Long Beach game, huh? Well, that was a big passing play inside the 15. Catching that one and getting down to the 10-yard line of the Mounties. That was number 8, Alec Dana, courtesy of not Robert Plant, the good old lead singer of Led Zeppelin. I'm talking about Levi Plant, no relation.
37-yard play for Chaffey.
First and 10. Handoff. This is Macklin inside the 10 down to the 8.
We'll see if Mount SAC can stall this drive here by Chaffey and Plant. So he looks somewhat comfortable in the pocket. Last couple completions here to his wideouts, and that one inside the 10-yard line. So we'll see if Chaffey can capitalize here. Chris, you mentioned they haven't been able to finish in this game. That's their problem, is getting inside the red zone and unable to haul in the touchdown.
2nd and 6. Plant going to take a shot towards the end zone and overthrows his man. The time he was going for Michael Watkins.
Michael Watkins to the 17.
We'll bring up 3rd and 6 from the Mountie 7. And Levi Plant, I'm very surprised because Coach Hadaway used 2 quarterbacks last week. Both of them didn't have the best game in the world, and perhaps he used those first 3 games to try and test out who he wants at quarterback heading into conference play. He chose Plant. He's had an okay game, but surprised in the 32 deficit, we haven't seen Morales. Plant going to step up in the pocket here, get inside the 5, and take a big hit down to the 3. He's about a couple of inches short of that first down marker. But about the quarterback situation here for Chaffey College.
Well, you look at Dimitri Morales in the first game against OCC, with 16 of 35, 191 yards and a touchdown. But he did also have a couple fumbles. On the ground, he's rushing 11 of 39 in that game. He did not play in the second game. They did mix it up, as you mentioned, in the third game. Went 10 of 27 for 89 yards and fumbled again. So 3 fumbles. That's Dimitri's problem for Chaffey as they get into the end zone here.
Does anybody really care at this point? It is a touchdown for the Panthers. First one tonight. That is the first touchdown allowed by the Mounties since the Fullerton game.
Impressive. That is impressive.
Let me do my math here real quick. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarters since the last touchdown against the Mountie defense. Since the 8-yard reception from Verheda Tim Holt against Fullerton College.
That speaks to their defense, man. You know, their strong suit.
Special teams, not so much, huh?
PAT, no good. We're just having fun here tonight. Chaffey College, they're not having very much fun. They finally get into the end zone with 12 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in regulation. The Mounties all over the Panthers 40-15. We'll check in with Nick Rice.
Well, you spoke of Fullerton College. You following Mount SAC really wanted to come back win. They did win last week and currently are on top ahead of Orange Coast. Only 21-17 is your score. That's the halftime update, but then again, I'm sure Fullerton is into the third quarter of that game. They're on the road against Orange Coast. Orange Coast not a good football team, and they're hanging in there.
Number 8, Tony Ingram.
Omar's Tolbert's old school.
Yeah. Thank you, OCC, for not being interested in Tolbert, as he's doing a great job here for the offensive unit, and Coach Jabs for the Mounties. We'll see if they kind of establish some sort of a run game here to end off this game. 12:20 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Why not? You're just looking to run out the clock at this point.
Not only that, you want to kind of really take it to them as far as, you know, showcasing their...
Exactly. You look at what Long Beach is doing to El Camino right now. I don't think Mount SAC, with those 3 national championships, I don't know if they have to make any more of a statement than that. But certainly a fine program. As Aaron Bonds will take this kick inside the 5, gets across the 20, across the 25, still on his feet, spins across the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 31.
Well, Butte College was the state champions last year following a 51-6 blowout loss against San Mateo. They've come back and have defeated one of the best teams in the North, Fresno. So it's going to be an interesting battle out of the North. Forget about the South. How about Butte College winning? How about San Francisco and American River in the mix? 6-0 American River into the 4th. And you can never count out about a lot of the other teams up there. It's going to be fun to watch final few weeks of JUCO ball.
I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds for these Mount SAC Mounties here in the South, as the North obviously has some major talent up there as well. Mount SAC will hopefully represent the South to battle for that state title.
Well, as we continue to broadcast this blowout, we're going to see a lot of players that don't get all that much time. That was Marcellus Hunter with 14 yards and a first down, 5'11" freshman running back out of Alta Loma High School in Pasadena. You talk about the Northland. 2010, Mount SAC 34-7 over City College of San Francisco. 2009, 7-6 over San Mateo as Orozco passes to the near side of the field, incomplete, intended for Darrell Williams. Then back in 1997, a team led by a defense that included Antonio Pierce. They beat CCSF.
You mentioned that a
one
time
as well.
Antonio Pierce.
Of course, the current head coach of Long Beach Poly, 2006 Pro Bowl.
Was he an alumni here at Mount SAC?
He might have. But it's kind of been consistent as far as it's been Butte, San Mateo, and CCSF from the north. And you've had a plethora of
Don't
teams
tell me about Mount SAC
here in the south. No, you've had Mount SAC, you've had Fullerton, you've had Bakersfield, you've had Cerritos a couple of times. I mean, you've had a plethora of programs here in the south. And I think it speaks volume to how much more balanced things are down here than they are. Things are a little bit more top-heavy.
Which is amazing because at one point there were a couple of powerhouses, including Riverside, who many regarded to be the top team, and they've dropped all the way down to number 7 with just one loss. I mean, if you lose a game here in the South, I mean, your South championship hopes are in great jeopardy because of just how amazing the remainder of these teams are. There are probably 6 or 7 teams that can vie for a top 2 spot in the South.
1st and 10 for the Mounties here at the 45 of Chaffey College. This is another reserve running back, Nishanta Polk. The 5'8" sophomore out of Cimarron Memorial High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. He picks up 2 on the carry, down to the 43.
I feel like it's going to come down to either Mount SAC is the number 1 team for sure, but it's either going to come down to a couple of other ball clubs and throw Long Beach into the mix. I mean, next week's game could be a playoff game in the near future because I believe Long Beach has all the runnings for being a top 4 program here in the South.
There's a lot of great athletes on that Long Beach City College football team. The Mountie defense, they're going to have their hands full next week. On a 2nd and 9, this is once again the sophomore out of Las Vegas, Polk, picks up 3 and will bring up a 3rd and 5.
Talking about Long Beach, a tough opponent for Mount SAC headed into next week. They have Ontario Bateman, who's their leading rusher, the first-year player, 279 yards on the year with a touchdown as well. Eddie Potter.
The name that really jumps out to you is Daquan Hampton, the sophomore wideout, who's a USC commit.
He's doing pretty darn good before USC, isn't he?
Making the statement in his final collegiate year at the JUCO level. 3rd and 7 here for the Mounties at the 42 of Chaffey. Orozco going to step up and throw on the run. The pass is caught. It's number 84, Isaiah Manley. And that'll pick up the 1st down for the Mounties down to the 34. As the Mounties will continue to substitute in and out and make sure that everyone on this nearly full roster gets into the game tonight. I'm sure Jabs loves doing this as well, getting everybody in.
Well, yeah, with 9 minutes left to play here. It is 40-14, so, you know, the Mounties, what looks to be like if they take care of this ball, will walk away with another victory.
Still 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in regulation.
Because there's, you know, it looks like right now Long Beach plays 2 quarterbacks, unless they've just gone with Brock Dale the last. Looks like they've intertwined both of them, that being Brock Dale and Kenny Potter. They're both 2nd-year players.
I've seen this Mount SAC defense, and I think they will all be not much of a factor. Taking a look at what the Mounties do defensively, it is impressive.
2nd and 9. Snap is back. Orozco going to hand off once again.
Cut back!
This is King on the carry, and King gets inside the 30 down to the 29 for a pickup of 4.
I mean, do you really think Ontario Bateman, who's a freshman at running back, is going to have a big impact against Mount SAC and that stifling front 4? I doubt it.
I mean, it's who's to say? I have no idea. I mean, if Bateman goes off next week, I'm going to be the first one to text you and say,
told you wrong.
So, you know, we'll see what happens next week at Long Beach. It will be a great matchup as a battle of undefeateds, as Long Beach is set to win also against LA Harbor. But
Long Beach has a relatively easy remainder of the year, though. they'll take on Allen Hancock after that play again, or that game against Mount SAC. So I think even if